Video I'm going to be talking through the Magnificent 7 practice challenge, which is on the Cuestars Academy. My name is John Hunter. I run Cuestars, which is competitions in the south of England. Also the creator, as I said, of the Cuestars Academy, which is practice routines. If you'd like to get hold of the snooker routines, you'll see the website address come up on the screen in a moment. If you just pop that into any search engine, then you'll be able to join. Now, the practice challenges, there's lots of them. This one's called the Magnificent 7. What I've done with this one is I've put in a mixture of routines which cover all the things that you need to train in between your matches. So this first routine is called Smelly Shots 20. I'm going to be working from just off the cushion and tight on the cushion on this routine. There's 7 routines to do. And like I said, I'll be talking through each one. I'm also, just for a bit of extra interest, going to be setting a score on this to see what I can score. So with this first routine, you'll notice that I've lined 10 reds up, 5 either side of the pink on a diagonal. Make sure this bottom red, of course, pots past the black. And what you're looking to do here is to pot. See how many of these 10 reds you can pop. So just placing the cue ball so that you're playing off the cushion each time. So you want this cue ball sort of within 2 balls width of the cushion, and be trying to play for the black. So have that in your mind as well, so that you're not just potting the ball, you're also trying to play position. In this case, I'm rolling this in looking to play for the pink. Whenever I'm doing these routines, which I think 6 of these 7 routines actually form part of my practice set that I do a couple of times a week. The key thing really is, once you've sort of got your method, and is really just trying to go on to autopilot a bit. So if you're happy with your technique, comfortable with your technique, then the most important thing with training is just lose yourself in it. Don't overthink. So again, here you've got a very simple process. I'm just looking to pot this red and roll it through for the black. Nothing more complicated than that. And if I do run into a bit of trouble and I start missing a few balls, then I've got a few little things I can do to try and turn things around. But while I'm potting them, just go with the flow. Just try and stay in a nice rhythm. You notice here I like to sort of circle the table, a bit like you do when you're break building anyway. So I think it's better to do it that way. And so again, it feels more like it would do if I was making a break. You can see there I'm just being careful each time to get on the colour, because I think that's important too. You can see now the distance between the cue ball and the object ball's growing, so it does make the pots more difficult. But nothing really changes in terms of process of playing the shot. One in the middle to finish with, and again be looking to just run this through, leave myself on the pink. And that's the first one I miss. So any shots you miss, hopefully there won't be more than 5, you'll see why that is in a minute. Then just pop the red down there on the cushion, and then what we do, I just set it on the other diagonal now for the second half of this routine. And again, looking to make sure that the bottom red will pop past the black. That sort of shows me where I need to place them and how much I need to space them. Again, there we go. So now I've got another 10 reds, and so I have this one pot, and now I'm playing with the white ball pinned to the cushion. And again, I'm looking to do the same sort of shot, just run it through for the black. Okay, so missed that one, so I'll just pop that over on the top rail. It's out of the way, and then again just swing across here to this red. Again, mixing up between the two, in middles and corners. Okay, that's a better strike that time. Just a little tip, of course, when you're playing tight into the cushion, you've moved your bridge hand much closer to the cue ball, so you just need to move this backhand forward so your distance between your front and backhand stays the same. That's a good little technical tip. Didn't hit that well, but potted it. I was a little bit too quick on the stroke there. I do find that with these times of the cushion shots, it's just something that my sort of technique has sort of meant that I'm just queuing up a little bit quicker. But again, that's something you'll find as your scores at this get better. You'll find the method that's right for you. So method that I found for me was I was just finding myself just naturally quickening up the stroke. Right, so that one, me being a bit OCD, not popping up down there. So I average 14, I think it's 14 on this routine. So it's to say it is part of my regular practice. So I'd be interested to see if I can get above my average. So I need one of these reds to go in to do it. It won't be that red. Won't be that red. Right. Put that over there on the cushion. My nose like a tap today. Do without. You. Right. So that's beating my average. So that's good. And of course, every pot is scoring me a point towards the goal of setting a score on this. Nope, couldn't add any more. So 15 points start. So I pop that on the board. So that's the first routine done. Now the second routine, it's going to be rest plate. It's important to have that again as part of any regular practice that you do. Make sure that you remember to practice with the rest. Now you notice there I put 3 reds together, and it's the 4th red I started with, and it's opposite the pink spot. And if you will find this final red is sort of in line with the corner pockets and the blue spot, if that makes sense. So that's sort of where it finishes. They're roughly, I mean, the reds are about a centimetre apart. And again, start with 3 reds width from the cushion. And again, just pop the reds about a centimetre apart. Okay, and now I'm going to be straight potting these. I'm looking to stun the cue ball as if I was stunning for the black. And it's the reason I choose to stun these in, I'm just trying to get that confidence to the rest where I'm just not poking at it. It's very easy when you're not too confident with the rest, or you don't use it very much, only in frames that you play. You can develop sort of quite a pokey sort of stroke with it. So that's why I think it's nice to make sure you train with it. Well, that's not a good start. Right, again, just pop over the cushion. Now I like to just go, I like to make this like a little bit awkward by going backwards and forwards. I'm also starting with the harder shot. I think for me personally, it just gets me straight in, concentrating. But again, you don't have to do the reds in this order. Find an order that you like. Oh, that's better. Got one. Right, and again, just a case of just trying to strike the ball nice, line things up well, and again, not to overthink it too much. I've done this routine probably thousands of times. No, just not quite catching it right. So I do my practice set, which is 10 routines. This one will be 7. But I do my practice set usually a couple of times a week, especially if I've got a tournament coming up. And the first one of the week, because I've normally had a bit of a break from playing, I'm usually a bit rusty. And usually the second one's the better one of the week. But what's good about it is I've got a score. If I'm hitting in the 70s, if I'm getting over 70 out of 100 points on that practice set, then I know that I'm in good nick. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to win matches, but I've done my prep anyway. Last, quite one in that pocket, and that's all you can do. Right. Now, it's just while I'm doing this, for those of you that do want a little bit of sort of technical stuff on this, I mean, with rest play, key things, make sure you seal the cue ball. Make sure that you haven't got your rest head too close, because if you have, you won't be able to see all of the cue ball. And try and get some rhythm going. Try and get the cue moving, so you don't end up poking at it. And that's why it's important to practice, so you can sort of build that rhythm. There's no reason why you can't sort of cue the ball like you do normally. Oh, and I do find it's very natural for me to feather a little bit longer than the rest than I would do normally. And again, I've not like purposely tried to do that. That's a natural thing that's just happened. And I think the reason for that is you go long periods in a game between playing rest shots. So for that reason, it seems sensible that when you do pick it up, you just take a little bit more time, because you're not really going to be in that sort of rhythm that you can get into. So for that reason, I don't worry that I feather a bit longer with the rest. Right then, so I think the average of the rest is about 8 out of 10, so I'm going to be below that. That was better. It was a cleaner pot, so I'm hitting it better as I go deeper. Right, so let's see if I can get a damage limitation here, so if I can get a 7, all right? Right. Yep, that was okay. So the score is 7, not too bad. So that gets added to the 15, so I'm on to 22 points. So not a bad start, solid start. As I said, there's a couple of big routines in this, which are going to be very important later on. So I've got pots 21 that I've got in here. Should be coming up actually right now. So then, now I might be able to, I've got to try and make a better effort at this pots 21. I did a video on this the other day, and I didn't put all the reds, all the pulls up, so it was actually pots 20, which robbed me of possibly another 3 points, because I was on for my best score. Now I'm a little bit OCD. I just like to put the blue on the middle spot, so I'll do that. Oh, my eyes are sore today. I don't know what's wrong. Right, so just space the balls out about a centimetre apart, and it doesn't matter where the colours are. Like I said, I'm a bit funny. I'd like to have the blue on its spot, but you're going to have 10 balls either side of the blue. But as I said, it doesn't matter what order they're in. And this routine, those of you that haven't watched the talk through on this one, this is originated from the Rocket method, which is online coaching course kind of thing with Ronnie O'Sullivan and Alan McManus, and it is brilliant. You can also watch it for free on Pluto. So I'd definitely recommend you check it out. So this was his idea. Now, in terms of the Magnificent Seven, I've just brought in a scoring system for it. So it's quite a simple scoring system. You've got 3 points for every pot you make. A point, providing you keep the object ball down this end of the table. So there's 3 or 1 point on offer, and of course no points if you bring the object ball back into the bottom half of the table, back half of the table. I'd be looking to stun these shots, because in a game you're potting this red to stun for the blue. So the nice thing about this is, again, you should be able to get into quite a nice flow with this. Well, I'll tell you that. Right. So what I mean is, as Ronnie said, you can just quickly move and get on to the next shot. Actually, I should be pulling the cue ball back with my cue, because that would just speed things up a little bit more. Like this, just pull it back. Probably the quickest way then to get on to the next shot. That's really Ronnie's philosophy, really, is to even make your long potting sort of instinctive and fluent, and I totally agree with that. Okay, it's all right. Got a rattler, so that gives me a point still. So it's a lovely potting routine, this one, for improving your long potting. Oh, that's a bad one. Right, so that one just stays up in here with me, because that, of course, has scored no points whatsoever. Oh, just mistiming it now. I felt it there. Just mistimed it, and that's the damage sometimes. You just lose that little bit of rhythm, little bit of timing. So I'm just going to take a moment longer here just to visualise the shot, just run it through my mind. Yeah, I'm still doing the same thing. What I'm trying to do there is actually got a habit of just pushing that shot over to the right of the pocket. Now, I don't think it's a case of, right, I'm going to try and aim to hit it the other side of the pocket. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just visualising this ball going in the pocket before I play it, just to try and turn that around. Right, okay. This is a bit of a horror show at the moment. Such a promising start, but still got loads of pots left, so it's a case of not panicking. So I know the moment one goes in, I can get back into a rhythm again. Yeah, I'm not going to miss the black. Key ball, don't want to miss the black. Okay, a little bit better. Starting to get into, just starting to hit the ball a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Right, I might as well play the blue in this pocket while I'm starting to pop a few balls again. Deal with windscreen wipers on me eyes today, they're so watery. Yeah, good finish. Right, so just Brisbane point there. Stay cool, don't panic. And sometimes you can then get into a habit of potting the ball rather than missing the ball. Right. Right, okay, so not too bad. So I'm not sure what I've scored, but I'll count it up at the end. Easy enough to count. Right then, so I'll just now potting them into the other pocket. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's spin it back. So you just see the value of this routine, that you can got lots of pots in a short period of time, so you can really make good use of your practice. Obviously, if you start hitting the ball well from this distance, it should mean that you hit it even better from shorter distance. So it's really important, movement there. It's really important that you have a routine like this as part of your regular practice. Of course, potting long balls is crucial to getting in. Oh, that's again a bit of a shocker. That might happen. Right, so that's gone, of course. Back on it, see if I can into start lining up better. Yeah. For me, I'd like to keep my cue against my body. I like to feel it right against my chest on the backswing right the way through. I tend to find if I've missed a few and I focus on that, I can usually get back on track. So that might be a little tip that helps you. Okay, so we're going well again, and that was just by thinking that, just keeping that cue close to the chest. So now, once I'm starting to get going again, I can just sort of lose myself again. Let's get back to, oh, not good, but just get back to playing the shots on autopilot. Okay, so I'm in rattle mode again, but these pots get harder, of course, because the pocket opening is narrowing from this angle. Well, that's better. That was a clean pot. Right, it's a bit Jekyll and Hyde, all good, bad, and ugly. This routine, but I'll just keep going to the bitter end. Right, see if I can nick another 3 points. Well, that's definitely a no, but it stayed down that end. Right, well, yeah, not great, but anyway, what we get there. So that's 12, 15, 18, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, 34. Right, okay, so 34 points to the score. I'd like to a few more than that, but it's all right. You just keep going. Right then, so what we've got next is long pots. So for this one, you put all the colours on the spots, and then we're going to need 10 reds. There can be 5 either side of the table, and we'll line these reds up the same as we did for the rest play exercise. So I'm starting with 3, then it's the 4th red that's going to be the first red, and then a centimetre apart, again lined up with the pink, and then again just repeat that on this side of the table. So 3 reds to begin with, 4th red's the one you go with, and then centimetre apart, and that's it. You've got your reds in the right position. Now, the reason I think this routine has been well received on YouTube, on the channel, and please subscribe to the Cuestars YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. That would be so good to have that subscribers keep growing as it has been. Right, now this shot, my thinking behind creating this routine is often in a game the person goes in off, you know, they're flicking off the reds and they send the white in the corner, and you're left with this shot, and you can't let them play it, of course, because chances are they're going to knock it in. So you've got to sort of be brave and take the pot on. So it's a good idea to always know where you're going to place the white ball. And with doing a training routine, what that's going to help is just that in a game, you'll just instinctively put the cue ball in a place where you would like it to be, you know, because of your training. So you sort of know where the best place is for you. So this first shot I'm going to play is a floaty shot. It's about 3/4 ball, potting angle. I'm looking just to come off the top cushion for the black, and you can see that I've hit that too straight. And again, me being me, I like to get that red out of the way, just pop it down there below the black, and then just pick up the cue ball, come round, and then play this same shot but from the other side of the table. Again, nothing changes head. Drop down the shot and just try and stay down on the shot, hit it nice. Yeah, that's a better stroke, but overcut it that time. Again, just like all these potting routines, it's just important not to panic. Just stick to your method. So again, just line things up, drop down on it. Again, this one floating in. There we go. I'll get it in. Average of 4 on this routine. So now you might think, well, if you average 4 on something, is it worth taking this pot on? Well, of course it is, because your reward's big, because you're going to be on the black. I'm going to be able to get in the game. So 4 out of 10 is fine for this. Because chances are, if you miss it, it might, it might go safe. And often you'll be able to play this shot, and the only ball that you can leave would be the ball you're going for. Right, so this time round, just see the white's just inside the brown now. I'm looking to stun this and kick the white down to the black. So if I had this shot, this is what I'd choose, would be to play the stun. No, getting it. And this would happen, of course, you'll go across and bump other balls, but just it's easy enough just to pop them back into place. Right, so again, just inside the brown. So I've got a nice off straight red with the white kicking down to the black. So just imagine that happening. Now let's see if I can actually do it. And that's good. Like I said, visualize to realize. Well, rubbish probably, but it sounds cool. Right, now cue ball going to be beside the green for these next 4 shots. Again, got a little off straight red, so my white's going to be kicking down towards the black. And again, not really time that final stroke came through a bit quick. I'm just a little bit rusty at the moment. Okay, so same again, just the other side of the table. Nice and low on the cue ball, just try and hit it good. Get this white just kick down towards the black. Really good, got me average as well. So, and I've got two shots. Now, I love this shot. It's a hard shot to play, but it's the right shot to play. You've got to come round off 2 cushions now, because it brings you closer to the black. See old Ronnie O'Sullivan shot, plays this one so well. So just above centre, again, floaty stroke. Oh, wow, God, in a game, God, I'd be cussing the game if that happened. Got a double kiss and put the white in. Right, so I've got one last chance here to get out of the game, see if I can get to 5. So just a little visualisation. Put down on it, just try and hit it nice and smooth. Oh, no. No, but they're tough pots, So as I said, the important thing is to not get disheartened if you miss them and just keep going. So, yeah, a bit boring, but I got 4. Right, so I got my running total up to 60. Right, next one, I've got a couple of safety routines to come. So this one's shot to nothing. So I say safety, this is a little bit of a, what's the word to say? It's combines the pot and safety. Hybrid, that's the word I want. A little hybrid routine. Okay, so I've lined these reds up, so they're on the diagonal. Actually, well, yeah, that's okay. So they're lined up with their middle pockets just beneath the pink, nice and close together. So you can cut that end red in. You know, if it's like you pushed it too far, then obviously it's not cuttable. But from here, it's the right place. So I'm guaranteed 2 points if I pot the red. So, but if I don't pot the red and the red stays in the top half of the table and the cue ball comes back to rest behind the baulk line, and that's got to be the whole of the cue ball behind the baulk line, so it's important you don't catch the baulk colours, as you wouldn't want to do in a game, of course, then you'll still score a point. So again, with this, to begin with, I'm just going to play it on instinct. I'm not going to overthink it. Just going to play the shot, and I'm going to get a little bit of a read. Now I've kissed there, 4. I've been lucky. That bump has just pushed it past the baulk line, but I was lucky there. You don't want to be hitting the baulk colours. You see there, I caught the baulk colour because I caught the ball a little bit thick. Right, so that's a point, but not a very good point. Now I'm moving my cue ball along here, the baulk line, towards the green each shot, just so that I can sort of keep the angle constant, you know, similar angle. I'm just clipping each one. Right, so again too thick, so I'm at danger of hitting the green. Have a bit, yeah, I've been lucky again. Right, so these are scratchy points at the moment. Now my cue ball's halfway between the green and the baulk side cushion. So I am catching these thick, but my thinking is not to start thinking, oh, I've got to hit them thinner, because invariably I'll probably then hit it way too thin. My method, and I don't know, this might work for you, it's worth trying it, is to visualize the shot. So if I'm not potting it, just run through the shot in my mind, just run it through my head, and then just get down and play and see if that helps or not. And I tend to find it helps. We can prove my point there. So that's the way. I mean, that's been a game changer for me over the last couple of years. It's the reason my results have been as good as they've ever been, sort of in matches, because I feel like with my training, I'm doing these things automatically now. So as long as I can stay relaxed in the match, that's the key, and not get drawn into all the, you know, which we do as snooker players. We feel like, you know, the snooker gods are against us. The opponent, oh, that didn't hit that well. The opponent's playing like too slow. Oh, I'm getting lucky with those kisses. You know, all the sort of nonsense and that you can start thinking about. Right, I've got to keep in my head here what I've done. I've potted one of these, and I've got all the others. So current score is 5. So if I can pop this one in, I'll get to 6. Okay, I nearly potted it, but I'm all right. It's a good line with the cue ball. So that's 6. So for this routine, I would be hoping. I think I averaged on this routine. Oh, I was going to say 12, but the key thing is, you know, anything past 10 is a good score. But it does matter that you're always really trying to pot the ball. This is certainly a good way to play this kind of shot. You know, be aggressive, take the pot on, because it's so valuable if you get it. So it's better to do that than just think, oh, I'll just clip it thin and try and get the white back to baulk. Always be really going for the pot. Right, so we're on 6 points then. I'll just pop these reds across the other side of the table. That felt all right. Yeah, that's all right. So that's got me up to 8 points. So again, I don't like to say bask in the glory of that pot. Just get on to the next shot and play it. Try and just stay in that nice rhythm. Because very often when you pot one, you'll follow with another one. So it's important just to stay in, even with this shot, just stay in a nice rhythm. Oh, felt like a... Right, is that red going to get in my way? It is, right. Yeah, if you get a red that just pops in your way, just move it out of the way. Right, so I'm 2 up, so I'm sort of on target for 12. So I've got 10 points at the moment. See if I could pop another red in, it'd be good. Oh, that's not very good. I might have actually overhit this. Blimey, it's trying it. Bit of a bounce off that cushion. Well, that time the cannon came to my rescue. Right, so I got this one for 12 points, which was again another boring score. Let's see, maybe I can get another pot in here. Not overcut it. It should be a nice safe point. Right, so that's shot to nothing routine, and that's another 12 points to my running score. Okay, so next one, I've got this one in here because it's important to get comfortable with using side spin. Now, one of the first points of using side spin for most players, especially players that play regular, is obviously the break-off shot. So this is sort of like that, where you're going around the corner of the table, you're flicking that end where you're going around. So I think that's a good routine for that. And also it's a key shot to spot in a game anyway. You see Alan McManus figure of eight safety, he loves to call it figure of eight. I think that's a really good way to describe it. So again here I've got that 3 reds, and the 4th red is the one I'm using. And then I'm just lining up the next, so that I end up with 5 reds in a line with a pink. Okay, so that's what I'm finishing up. And then I've got that, I can create that figure of 8 safety. And it doesn't matter really what level you are. I mean, if you're playing in a league, or you play regular and you're not a complete beginner, then start learning how to hit the ball with side. Start finding out where you can get and improve your game by using side. And the breaker shot, of course, is the obvious one. So what you'd be surprised, you need a lot more side to get this. You've got to really nip at the white ball. So it's a real skill. So the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. Now, again, I can't explain where you're aiming and things like that. I mean, it is something for you to work on and find out. But you do, as I said, it's a certain sort of hit on the cue ball that you need to generate this spin on the ball to create it, to get it around the corner of the table. So I'm playing the bottom red furthest away. And that's not a good start, as you can see there. Just completely butchered that. Never mind, that happens. Right, I can leave that red where it is, thankfully, because it's not got in the way. And I'll just go again. I'll just visualise the shot, that's all. And then just play it so I don't panic. Now I can get this shot right. And that's gone too far the other way. Now, how's my luck? Have I got enough side to just get it past the line? No, I haven't. So one little important thing I didn't mention, and this red comes into this half of the table, of course you don't get any points for that. And once again, you do need this cue ball, the whole of the cue ball, to come to rest past the baulk line. And again, that just means that catching the colours is not what you want. Not that you would do that on this routine. I wouldn't expect that to happen. And again, really struggling with this. Don't quite know why. Probably because I'm filming. Right. Anyway, mustn't panic because I can still score 7. Right, so let's get this contact right. Right, that was better. And there we go. I finally demonstrated how you should be playing this shot. Okay, so that's your figure of 8 shot inside the blue. Oh, I think that might be 2 in a row. Right, so I'm getting there. You can just graze the blue, and if it goes behind the line, it will still count because it is sort of wood in the game. Right, so I'll repeat it this side. So again, I've got 3 reds there. There's the 4th red. Now I'll just line the other reds up with the pink. And they're nearly a ball's width apart. But you'll sort of find the right place. And so when you practice it, you'll get to understand where they need to go. And then again, I've done this routine so many times that I sort of almost can set those reds up with my eyes closed now. Right, then let's see if I can do a little bit better this side of the table. So of course this, I haven't mentioned what side spin. Of course this is bottom right. Again, too thick, so that's not going to be any good. Right. I was going to say I average, I think, 8 or something on this one, but clearly not living up to that today. Alright, that felt better. So again, just watch the path of that cue ball, because again it's all information and storing away. That's better. It's a nicer line. You can see there I'm getting more behind the green, which if that was a break-off shot, that would be ideal. So get the green to cover any reds that you might leave. Again, need to a little bit more shadow that time, so that's not great. Let's see if I can catch this one. Catch this one better. Yeah, that felt nice. So that should mean I get more behind the green, more covering that pocket. Yeah, that's a better shot to finish. Right, well, 6 points there. So not great, but as we know with this Tame table challenge, the thinking behind this is to build some confidence, just get used to that experience of sort of making your perhaps your first 50 break or 30 break and then building on that. And then I've had players that their best match breaks are in the sort of 50s, and they've cleared this. So this is a real sort of nice confidence builder. And also we've had some fun with it, obviously, because I've managed to bait Michael Holt into a little battle with Cuestars, where we're finding ways of beating each other's highest break, and that now I've got that up to 160, and I know Michael is busy trying to better that, and I'm sure he will very soon. Okay, right, now you'll see actually on the academy that you can sort of doctor this, of course, which I did to get to 160, and that is by doing a free ball, having a golden ball. So I think combining those two things together, I've increased the maximum score for this routine up to 175. I'm not going to try and do that. I'm just going to see what I can get, just normally, how I would recommend you guys practice. So I'm being careful here not to block the colours. I want them to be potable. So that's looking pretty good. Maybe just pop that red there. And then I'll just pick a red to start with, probably a red around the black. I would recommend. And then the idea is to see how much you can score. So in terms of this challenge today, I think I'm going to give myself till lunch, because I said this practice would be sort of an hour and a half to a couple of hours. So that's what I would suggest you do. Magnificent Seven, if you want to do it in this way, do it in one go. Then give yourself that sort of time period, and then that gives you plenty of goes at this to see what your best score is. And it's your best score that you're going to be adding to that run in total to set a score. I think on the practice challenge itself, I've got in there that you've got to get 250 to get in the Hall of Fame. So that's your sort of target. And don't forget, to get into the Hall of Fame, they've got to be film breaks. So you've got to film and send them in to us, and then we can put it up on the channel. Okay, so here we go. Right, now, when it comes to playing the Tame Table Challenge Tame Table Challenge, it's putting your cue ball into good areas. Now I'm seeing there's a lovely area there. Those two reds go. So that's a nice little place. It's not too far away as well. So I just pull my cue ball up into this area. And this is what our junior players are learning at the moment. Yeah, because they do fall into the trap of playing cannons, playing for one ball rather than playing for two or three. So this routine has been really good. It's been great to see those skills improving, and they will find that they'll score better in their matches, which of course is really important. Now this time I will play a little cannon, because that red was sort of in the way. So I chose to play cannon, although my thinking there is I'd have a shot of the pink, but I haven't. Now again, I'm coming up a nice line here, so as long as I pot this black, I'm going to play this with just a cool, obviously it's online now, on YouTube, Tracer side. So of course Michael brought that Tracer side. So just a tiny little bit of side. I'm just looking to cut that in the corner. Okay, that looks good. And again, I'm coming up a nice line there. So there's plenty of reds that I can be on. And you've got to be thinking that way, because if you don't, then very quickly you can lose the cue ball, or cue ball can fall in front of some red, so it makes it hard to cue. So again here, even with this shot, I've given myself plenty of choices, but it's just again picking out the right thing. The pink looks like the best ball to get on. I've got all these reds around the pink, so it's probably, because the job here of course is to get 10 reds, 10 colours, win the frame. That's my first target. So there's an opportunity here just to put up a lot of cheap points around the pink. So I think I'm going to take that advantage. So even with this shot, got to be a little bit careful. I could put it in here and end up on top of that red. And this red's not a good red to play, because this red's sort of a little bit in a bad position. So again, just got to be a little bit careful. I'm just going to bring that white ball back. Just going to do a little soft stun. There we go. Because I don't mind playing this red, and even don't mind getting on the black here, to be fair. That seems like a good option to take. So just top this in off the cushion. Yeah, a little bit heavy with that, but of course I'll be on the pink anyway. So yeah, and that's going to be the right ball to play, will be the pink. So again, just a little soft stun. I wouldn't mind here actually, like putting the cue ball in here, because if I'm not on this red, I'm on this one. This was quite a nice one to get rid of. So just nice little soft stun into the middle pocket. There we go. Staying down the shot today. I don't know if it's because I'm filming, a little bit twitchy, but I need to focus on that for a little bit. Okay, so I've got a lovely line on this red, just float it in, come off the top cushion, so just above centre, and just float it in. And that's nice, just above it, so I can play for the red just below the black. And again, a little soft stun. That's it, and I was mindful there to stay high on this red. I just think it's better, the cue ball moves, don't have to move the cue ball so much. And the last thing I want to do is go past the red and have a cutback, a blind cutback shot. No, the only choice I've got to make here is whether I'm playing a punch off one or two cushions. I think the two cushion, just float it round, is the best option here. Well, I bumped my hand on this cushion there, I got a bit low. Never mind. So that's meant I didn't quite get the top spin on the white that I wanted. So just got the right angle on the black, but the pink, by choosing to try and get high on the black, obviously I'm a little bit closer to the pink. So this is all right. So just a little middle ball punch into. Okay, and again, you see there, I'm not moving the cue ball far to get on the next red. So keeping it all nice and simple, because I really must get to this 10 reds, 10 colours. That's my goal. Now, as long as I play this float here, I won't carry the red next door. So I'll avoid this red. But when I mean floating, I mean I don't apply any pressure as you hit the ball. So just float through. So stay nice and loose on this shot. I will still aim to come off the cushion. And the reason I want to come off the cushion, of course, so I can get my hand on the table. If I did overdo that, again, you'll notice I would have been on the pink. So that's fine. It may be that I actually play the pink. No, the black's the ball. We want to play the white ball now, sort of into this area. So it's a little punchy shot, this one. There we go. And the natural deflection I find gets me there. I expect there'll be players there that will play that with a little bit of side spin, but I find I'm going 3/4 on the ball. It's if I punch the middle, it comes off and it gives me the right angle anyway. So I'm more comfortable on that shot, not putting any side on it. Right, so just drop this one in very gently. So stay high on the black, close to the pink. Okay, that means I'm not going away from the pink ball. If I try to leave a low black there and overdone it, then I'll be in trouble. Okay, so again, a good area. Well, I mean, the pink is all right. I could just roll the pink in. The black's quite nice, so I can easily get my white sort of into this area. So yeah, got good options here. It's just making absolutely sure the one I'm taking is the one that I'm favouring. So this is a shot, I can visualise it. So it's just above centre, a little punchy shot. Again, that should push that white into a good area. All looks fine. Now if I'd landed a bit straight on that red, I'd definitely taken that. Nice and close to this red, it seems like that's the best option because I can get across here for the blue. I've got 4 reds around the blue. Of course, I could roll this red in, but I think the next step, just to make sure of the frame, make sure I one visit, is to get on the blue now. So that's going to be my shot. There you go. Just give myself a little bit of angle on the blue, which is what I want. Don't want to be straight on it. And now I should be okay for wrapping this frame up. And again, I'm going to choose to play the reds around the blue to really put the frame to bed. So again, just gently roll this in. Okay, and you see I've just got that little bit of angle I needed again. So nothing flashy at this stage, just finish the job off. Make sure the opponent won't be coming back to the table. That's so important, you know, try and not just leave your opponent with one snooker, try and get way past that so that there's no reason for them coming back to the table. Because that way you keep them cold. Right, a little soft stun here, I'm going to stay. Well, I was going to say, I wanted to say the other side of the blue because I've left that straight, so that's my first mistake, but in a good position now because I should be able to pot another colour in the red and then be at that point where my opponent's not going to come back to the table. So for that reason, I'm not going to choose to go on these shots. I'm going to leave a pot on that red in the middle so that I can get to that point. I'm just going to roll this in. Because this red is the easier pot to play, although position's a little bit more tricky. Most important thing is I've got to a point where my opponent's not going to come back. Now, just having a little visualisation here, I want to try and get this white ball between the ball colour. I'm looking for the best way to do that. I think I can see the line now. So, middle ball punch with a little bit of right hand side. And we're going to try and come between the yellow and the brown, which I have, which is good. It's a little bit harder than I meant to, but that's fine. It's quite a nice line on this yellow now, just to pull the white up for by the blue. Okay, again, I think I'm getting a bit twitchy now, getting deep in this break because I've overhit that. But these two reds down the table, they're quite good to get on. So if I play for the brown here. Should be okay. Right, that's important. I've got a little bit of an angle on the brown, which I have. So I can go straight towards his red or come off the cushion. I think coming off the cushion's better. Probably play for this red because I can reach it. So I'm just, again, just visualising where I need that cue ball. Yeah, I've overhit that. Oh, terribly. I need a bit of luck. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite funny when you're in a snooker hall and it's quiet and you're sort of on your own, and then something happens, it sort of freaks you out. And as I was down that brown, I cornered my eye, I could see somebody walking towards me, and that was just enough. It's mad, this game. Right, so I need a good pot here now. Now, again, it's whether I roll it for the blue or punch it for the pink. I think we'll punch it for the pink. Nice little middle ball punch. I think I've just overcut it. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. It's going along nicely there. So it would have been near 100, probably 90s. Of course, I took some low colours. So that was okay, first go. Got a one visit. I think I quite like the fact there that I've just gone through that and had one go at everything. I think it works better than that. And I think that's what I'm going to be cruel on. So if I get one of our players to do this challenge, I'm going to say the same. They're going to have to do the same. So I think whatever I scored there, I'll live with. And you'll see the score come up on the screen because I haven't added it all up yet, or I have to watch it back to see what I did accumulate. As I said, in terms of the Cuestars Academy and the challenge on there where you can input your scores, the target is to try and get to 250 with your best scores. So it may, it'd be normal, I guess, to just have a go at these routines in sort of isolation, not as a set as I've done today. I've done it as a set today because I thought it'd be quite a good thing if I'm with one of our players, then I can film it like I've done here today, and you can see if they beat my score. So massive thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in another one of these videos very soon. Take care. Bye.